Manuel, if we could just start just with the team news, just who's in, who's out.
Sorry, I didn't hear.
Just the. Sorry, just the team news, the squad news, injuries.
No, I can't hear you.
Injuries.
I can hear because. Well, the injury situation is similar to the last game. We have out David Silva, Sergio Agüero, Sami Narri, and Pablo Zabaleta. The two players that are now in the squad that they not were in the last game is Fabian Delph and Gaël Clichy.
And Manuel, if I could just ask you, if you win tomorrow night and Borussia Mönchengladbach don't win, you will qualify with 2 games to go. Just how big a statement would that be to qualify so early?
Well, I think it's very important for the team to try to win. Of course, maybe will depend on what happens in the other game, but we will be almost classified for the next stage. It's important to play a good game also, so to be used to winning away in Europe. So we hope that we will see tomorrow a good performance of our team.
Hi, Manuel. There were obviously problems in the home game against Seville with the fans booing the anthem and reserving the right to do that. Would you defend their right to boo the anthem again tomorrow night as a freedom of speech for the supporters?
Well, I think that everyone has the right to boo or to protest about different things. It's important the way you do it. So with responsibility, and they feel that something is not wrong, that something is doing wrong, I think that everyone has the right to say what they want.
Sorry, just one here, then we come to the front, mate.
What's the mentality in terms of how you approach the game? Do you consider a point here to be a good point, and do you set your team up to try and do that? Would that be a sensible way to try and manage the situation in the group?
No, this team is not prepared to try to draw the games. We are not going to start the game thinking that the draw is a good point. We are going to try to win the game from the beginning. Of course, always you cannot win. Of course, it's not bad to draw. But I think if you start the game thinking that the draw is a good result, you normally lose the game. So I am sure that tomorrow we are going for the 3 points from the beginning.
Does it have to be calculated risk tomorrow? Not being totally gung-ho, all-out attack. You have to try and manage the situation.
No, I think that the best way to manage the game tomorrow is to play in the way we normally do. So that's why it's so important, I repeat, not to try to play a special game against Sevilla. Try to demonstrate that we have the enough quality to qualify for the next stage, beating Sevilla here at home.
Just here, please.
Well, just on the booing of the anthem again. You said it's important your fan, if they're going to do that, they do it in the right way. But they have, haven't they, in the past? They have been peaceful, vocal but peaceful in their protest. And also just in terms of your performances in the Champions League this season, do you think the last 2 games have been very significant in that you haven't played particularly well, but you found a way to win, and you've gone right to the end? Is that quite an important step for the team?
I think that always the most important thing is to win. Maybe you can analyze if you play better or worse, but normally when you win it's because you made things better than the rival. It was a difficult game, first the one that we beat Borussia Mönchengladbach, because for different reasons they have also some options. And Sevilla, he played a very good game, demonstrated why they won the Europa League twice. They have a lot of experience. And maybe we play a little bit or more quickly what we must do in that game. I hope that tomorrow we are going to mix both things. We are going to win, we are going to play in the way we try to do it.
So, and just on the anthem, it's okay if your fans behave in the right way, that they boo, or as long as they behave in the right way?
I repeat, it's very difficult for me to analyze why they are doing and the way they must do it. I give my opinion, my general opinion, that if they boo, it's something that they think they're not doing that UEFA is not doing right.
Manuel, Hello. Would you consider playing Yaya Toure a little bit further advanced in a game like this, or do you prefer him in the sort of central midfield position?
I consider that this team knows how to play in different ways. The important is that the style and the spirit of the team is always the same. You can play without, as happened last year, without any striker, and you can be a scoring team, or you can play with 4 striking, and if you are all with all your play defender, you are on side, you are not going to be an attacking team. So it's important that this team is prepared to play in different ways. It doesn't matter in which position they play, because there's a lot of players that can play in different positions. But the important thing that we will always have the same spirit and the same characteristic and the same style of playing.
Manuel, in Spain, people look at the Premier League a little bit jealously in terms of the amount of money that the teams in the Premier League have. But despite that, in the past couple of years, the Spanish teams have tended to do better, not just Madrid and Barcelona, but Sevilla won 2 Europa Leagues, Atletico got to the final. As someone with experience of both leagues, do you have an explanation for why the Spanish teams seem to have done so much better than the English teams?
Yes, I have the explanation of the reason, because, well, I work here in Spain 9 years. It's a very good league, especially in the technical works that all the teams have. It's a more technical play than in England, but I think that especially for money, because the rise of TV is so different between the big teams and the smaller teams, that the difference between the team here is so big that the league in Spain not so good. I remember when I arrived here in Spain in 2004, you have 6 or 7 important teams: Sevilla, Betis, Valencia, Atletico Bilbao, and not only Barcelona and Real Madrid. In the last year, they have just 2 teams, and in some sense also Atletico Madrid in the last year. In England it's different. I think that Moscow is different. The stadium are of full capacity every game that we play. You have 5 very strong teams that all of them can win the league. Maybe all the other team has more money to have very good players also. That's why the games are so close and so small, the difference between one team and the other one. The pace is high. The pace is higher in England than in Spain. It's different. It's different. I repeat, maybe the most technical football in Europe is here in Spain, and the best league is in England.
Jesus Navas, I think, has nearly 300 games on his CV for this football club. I know normally you probably wouldn't allow sentiment to affect your selection, but has he knocked on your door this week and tried to make sure he gets in your team?
No. I think that Jesus is a very good professional player. He knows, and he will continue loving his Sevilla, because he plays so many games and so many years here, and maybe he will return someday here. But in this moment, he knows that he's a professional player that belongs to Manchester City, that we are playing a very important game also, and I'm sure that we are going to see tomorrow the best performance of Jesus.
Just down here, please. And then Sam. Here and then here, please.
Can it be a big benefit to your league form qualifying early for the knockout stages, Manuel? Does it have a benefit?
Well, of course, it's a benefit to qualify as soon as you can. It's not easy to do it 3 or 2 games before. In the same way, if you are qualified, you must try to fight for the first position of the group. So I think that tomorrow is a game that will not finish the stage of group, the Champions League. We must continue in the same way, and we have 2 games more to try to qualify if we don't do it tomorrow, and to try to win the group if we have a good result tomorrow.
Sam, please, just there. Thank you.
Manuel, you said earlier that you felt Spain was the better technical league and England was a better league throughout. Do you think that's why English clubs have struggled in Europe in recent years, that when they move into playing European opposition, technically they're not quite at it?
No, I don't think that is just the only reason. I think that, I just said also, the pace of every game in England is very, very high. We have in England the months of December and January that you play an average of 8 or 9 games in every month. So when you arrive to the round of 16, you have, after 2 very strong months fighting for every point for the Premier League, there's a lot of different reasons why English team may be not arriving to the last stage of the Champions League.
Just in the back there, please.
Manuel, I know you have some key players missing at the moment. How close do you think your team is at the moment to playing to its full potential?
Well, of course, it's very difficult not to play with so important players, but I think that one very important thing that we have as a team is that we try to, or we pretend to continue playing in the same way with the same potential. Of course, maybe you need those individual players that makes a difference with their performance, but as a team, I think that we are in a very good moment, we're in a strong moment, and I hope that we can continue improving in the future with all those players.
And how difficult, sorry Manuel, how difficult has it been for, we know how good Sergio Aguero is, how difficult has it been for Wilfried Bony to try and step into his shoes?
Well, I think that Bony maybe he has some criticism about his last games, but he scores 2 goals or 3 goals in the last 2 games of the Premier. Maybe he missed some chances in the last game, but he's a player that for different reasons is not playing all the games, not only for Sergio, because he has also a lot of injury. He can play with Sergio, without Sergio, and I hope that tomorrow we will see him in his best performance because he's a very good player.
Hi Manuel, I think you've won 4 games this season with late goals. Would you say your team is harder mentally now than it was last year?
Well, maybe when you read so many criticisms about the team when you don't win, that when you win, especially starting 1 goal behind and to fight till the end, without, as I just said, with a lot of players injured, and you continue playing the same way, of course that gives you a trust of what you can do as a team. I think to win in the last minute and to continue trying, it demonstrates a character, spirit, and the trust that this team has in the way we normally play.
Manuel, just looking at La Liga, at the table again now, it's Madrid, Barcelona, 1 and 2. It's the same lack of competitiveness, if you like, that you're talking about. Do you therefore envisage the same difficulties when you reach the group stage again? It'll be the same, more tired English teams and less tired Spanish teams when you might face a Barcelona and Madrid in the knockout stages?
Well, first of all, when every time that it doesn't matter if it's in the round of 16 or after the 2 important months in England, every time that you must play against Real Madrid, against Barcelona, they have the best players of the world and have really important players in each squad. They have the same money or more money than every club in England, so it's not only because about the English league. I think that they're a very strong team. Of course, you can win or you can lose with them every time that you play.
Okay.